Hey there, Street Outlaws fans! Today we're diving into something many of you have been hoping, whispering, and speculating about. The possible return of Jerry Monza Johnston to the No Prep Kings track under the newly rebranded Speed Promotions Racing Series. That's right, after stepping away due to contract disputes and financial concerns, Monza just might be revving his engine for a comeback. And with his iconic split-bumper Camaro undergoing a major rebuild, all signs point towards something big on the horizon. Let's dig into what this all means, how we got here, and what the future could hold for one of the most respected names in the Street Outlaws universe. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. Monza's journey in the Street Outlaws universe has always been one of gritty determination. From wrenching on old-school muscle cars like the 1971 Challenger and 1970 Nova to transforming a bare-bones 1972 split-bumper Camaro into the fearsome, sinister split bumper, Jerry Johnston has earned his spot as a respected force on the track. He's the type of racer who builds with his hands, tunes with his brain, and races with his heart. For Monza, racing has never been about flash. It's been about passion, precision, and perseverance. Despite multiple setbacks, including a terrifying crash in 2018 and health issues in 2019, Monza never lost his drive. His return to racing after spinal surgery and the total rebuild of Sinister spoke volumes about his resilience. But the road wasn't always smooth. His decision to step away from NPK in Season 6 due to financial concerns and contractual differences was a difficult but calculated move. At 56, Monza understood the importance of balancing passion with sustainability, choosing to focus on independent events and personal builds instead of committing full-time to the NPK grind. Now, with Speed Promotions, racing revamping the No Prep Kings landscape in 2025, everything's been shaken up, and Monza might just be ready to shake things up himself. The new Outlaw 32 format brings a fresh, flexible structure to the track. With an all-run format, steel roof and quarter panel requirements, and a run-what-you-brung ethos, the playing field has been leveled. There's less red tape and more room for racers who want to jump in without long-term commitment. For a guy like Monza, who's not looking to chase points but still has the heart of a competitor, this setup might be the perfect fit for a surprise guest appearance. That brings us to the car, the legend, the beast, the split bumper, Camaro. Monza may have parted ways with his purpose-built Chevelle, but his Camaro is staying put. More than just a car, it's a symbol of his legacy. And now, it's getting a serious makeover. Jerry's been hard at work front-halving the car, moving the motor back 6 inches for better balance and competitiveness. While it currently sits without a power plant, all eyes are on his next move. Will he return to nitrous, the raw power that originally made the Camaro infamous? Or stick with the boost game, twin turbos, or maybe a pro-charged Hemi, to match the power curve of modern NPK machines? Let's be real. Monza doesn't need a full-season return to make an impact. The 2025 NPK schedule is filled with special events and Friday night shootouts. Exactly the kind of fast-paced, low-commitment action that suits Monza's current mindset. Imagine the reaction if he rolled up at Beach Bend or Galot with a freshly rebuilt split-bumper Camaro, ready to let it rip for old time's sake. These new events aren't just about points. They're about pride, performance, and putting on a show. And if anyone knows how to deliver all three, it's Monza. Behind the scenes, he's still the same grounded racer we've always known. Living a quiet life in Oklahoma with his wife Tammy, Monza's never been one to chase fame or spotlight. He's a builder, a mentor, and a true racer's racer. His garage is more workshop than showroom, and every bolt turned carries decades of street wisdom. That's why fans love him. Not just for the wins, but for the way he carries himself through every loss, rebuild, and challenge. Let's be real. Street Outlaws has evolved, But with that evolution comes a risk of losing its soul. The influx of high-dollar corporate-backed teams has made the competition fiercer, but less personal. That's why Monza's possible return means more than just another racer on the line. It's a reminder of what built this franchise in the first place. Self-made racers, working-class grit, and the thrill of the unknown. Whether he's wrenching, in his garage, mentoring younger drivers, or lining up in the shadows of the grandstands, Monza's presence adds weight. It brings balance, it brings history. And if he does step back on the NPK stage, even just once, it will be more than a race. It'll be a statement. So buckle up, folks. The road ahead looks fast, and the return of Monza could be the jolt of adrenaline this new era of no prep kings needs. Whether he's back full-time, part-time, or just for a few legendary passes, one thing's for sure. Monza's not done. The man, the machine, and the myth are being rebuilt, and they're coming. Back stronger than ever. Monza's return to the No Prep Kings track, now rebranded as Speed Promotions Racing, isn't just another entry on the race sheet. It represents something much more significant. The resurgence of a seasoned veteran who's been a foundational figure in the Street Outlaws world. For longtime fans, seeing Jerry Monza Johnston roll up to the starting line in his iconic split bumper, Camaro is like watching history come alive. The car may have undergone countless transformations over the years, but its essence and Monza's unshakable racing spirit remain the same. In a field dominated by new technology and younger faces, his presence offers a reminder of the grit and raw intensity that built this scene from the ground up. The buzz around Monza's potential comeback has only intensified since the announcement of the Speed Promotions Racing 2025 format. With its all-run rules, relaxed car restrictions, and massive payouts, the new structure seems tailor-made for a veteran who wants to dip back into competitive racing without the full-time grind. For someone like Monza, who previously stepped away from No Prep Kings due to contract disputes and budget concerns, this revamped series provides a more flexible and driver-friendly environment. If there's ever been a better time for a surprise guest return, this is it. Monza's Camaro, lovingly known as the Sinister Split Bumper, is currently undergoing a major rebuild, and speculation is swirling about what powertrain it will run. While twin turbos have been his go-to setup in recent years, fans are rooting for a return to nitrous, the configuration that turned the Camaro into a street legend. The front half chassis rebuild, which includes moving the motor back for better balance and performance, signals serious intentions. Whether it's boost or bottle, one thing's certain. Monza isn't reassembling this car just for show. He's building it to be a contender, not a museum piece. And what better stage for a return than a Friday night fight card shootout? These 10,000-to-win matchups under the lights are designed to put driver skill and car reliability at the forefront. There's no long season commitment, just one night to prove you still belong. Monza thrives in that kind of environment. With decades of pressure-packed racing under his belt, he doesn't need weeks of tuning and testing to make an impact. All he needs is a green light and a quarter-mile of asphalt. For fans and fellow racers alike, watching him square off against today's big names in that kind of format would be nothing short of electric. There's also something poetic about Monza potentially racing under the banner of the Outlaws again. As the Outlaw 32 Championship introduces its new playoff system and tighter competition window, it creates a nostalgic yet modern platform. Monza may not be chasing a full-season crown, but a guest appearance or playoff wildcard spot. That's exactly the kind of unexpected thrill that keeps the Street Outlaws world buzzing. If Jerry were to qualify or be invited as a legacy racer during the playoffs, the emotional payoff, for him and for the fans, would be massive. Behind the scenes, Monza's motivation isn't just about rekindling glory, it's about legacy. His wife Tammy and children Brandon and Brittany have always stood behind him. through crashes, surgeries, and every tuning session in between. Their continued support plays a crucial role in his decision to rebuild and race on his own terms. With Monza spending more time in the shop and teasing updates to his build on social media, it's clear the Johnston family is once again rallying behind the split bumper project. It's more than just a car. It's a family tradition in motion. Moreover, the new direction of the no-prep scene aligns closely with Monza's racing philosophy. The 2025 format emphasizes diversity in car setups, minimal restrictions, and good old-fashioned competition. With cars needing steel roofs, factory wheelbases, and true run-what-you-brung attitude. It's no longer a game of who has the deepest pockets. That levels the playing field. And Monza knows how to win on a level field. He's a racer, hands-on, technically savvy, and never one to back down from a challenge. So will we see the return of the sinister split bumper in 2025? Nothing's confirmed, but all signs point to very likely. Whether it's in a Friday night shootout, a small tire special, or even a surprise main event at one of the Canadian Outlaws versus the World stops, Monza's return would mark one of the most anticipated comebacks in No Prep King's history. As the racing world gets faster and flashier, it's racers like Jerry Johnston who remind us that heart, history, and hustle still matter. And when that iconic Camaro finally hits the strip again, you can bet the crowd, and maybe even a few competitors, will be holding their breath.